the P0306 cylinder 6 misfire detected, P0206. So I'm willing to bet it's that plug. I would normally not pull on the wires, but see how dark that is? I'm not looking for the lights to immediately go away, but hood open. But all the service emission stuff should be gone. And it is. The mist is gone. Check engine light's still on, but I'll clear that in a minute. So today we're in Bettendorf, Iowa, right here off I-80, and you see the Duramax in the background with the hood up. We, buddy Mr. Brad over here, he was pulling the camper, going to deliver in Iowa, and he got reduced engine power and a cylinder misfire. You already know what I think, what I'm figuring it probably is, and he couldn't get one of the plugs, so I have an extra with me. Always keep an extra with you if you have an L5P Duramax. You're gonna need it at some point in time. So I got here, fired it up, engine power is reduced, and come down here to the AUTEL, and the P0306 cylinder 6 misfire detected, P0206. So I'm willing to bet it's that plug. I scrolled through here. I'm not gonna scroll through everything, but that's the only two that I saw. But there is one other thing that I saw on here that I told him he wants to pay attention to if it comes back. Is it has the cylinder 2 glow plug offset exceeded learning limit. Now I've not had any issues with the glow plugs on my truck, or I've not dealt with them at all on the L5P really, but I have read horror stories about them coming apart, falling into the cylinder and causing really bad engine failure. So I've always heard if you ever get a code for a glow plug, go ahead and change it, don't wait. So I let him know about that, and I think the rest of this stuff will go away. It's been coming and going on him, but it just threw the light when he got here. So yeah, we'll go ahead and start changing the number 6 pigtail, and hopefully that'll fix him up. Alright, so being a P0206 or 306, the corresponding, how you know what cylinder it is that last number. 201 would be 201. That would be the first injector on the passenger side. It goes 1, 3, 5, and 7. On the passenger side, it goes 2, 4, 6, and 8. So we're looking for the third injector back and that plug that plugs into it on the driver's side. If it was a P0205, it would be on this side, second one back. That's what the one I just did. That video should be coming out shortly on another Denali. And if it was a P0207, it would be the very back one. P0208 would be the very back one on the driver's side. So 1 and 3 are the hardest to get to because you have all this environmentally friendly stuff up here. The EGR and all that is right here in the way. But once you take, and it's getting cold and it's getting dark, so what I'm probably gonna do first is I'll take this nut off and pull this off, and then the next thing I'll do is on the fuel lines, I'll pop these clips off, and then I'll show you when we've got 2 different styles of disconnect tools, and I'm hoping the plastic ones, I think they'll work better, so we're gonna try those. But once I get to that point, we'll be back. So take this nut loose and I worked a screwdriver in and around the edges, got it kind of loose and pulled it back. This pulled off. I was telling you, that's not near as bad as what mine was, but you can still see the oil in here. And these clips right here, these just pop off. Just pull them up, slide them forward. The little one same way. Supposed to be the same way. Pull it off, and then we have these. I've not used this style before, but it's similar to the ones I used when I was doing my engine swap, and I really liked them. So we'll put this right around here. Oh, that's great. That's awesome. If we'd have used mine, we'd have been here all night fooling around them things. And then on this one, spread it apart, go around, push this up on there really good. Push with one hand and slide this in with the other, and pretty much twist it back and forth. It should pull right off, right like that. So that's, I gotta have these. I gotta have a set of these. So now the next thing is there's two 10mm bolts right down in here, and you're not gonna be able to see them probably because there's no light, but there is one. Looking for the flash. There we go. So coming down the side of the cover there's one, and the other one is right back there. So I'll grab a extension and a socket and we'll get that off. There's that one. Second one. And then these have little ball and sockets underneath them. So when you pull up, you'll pop these sockets off the balls on the, I'll show you in a minute what I'm talking about. So here it pop. Get a hold of the back one. So here's that cover. Now, the reason that cover is so much of a pain in the butt to get out, when you look down in here, you see all this stuff, and you put this over, and how it's contoured, that sits down and kind of contours to everything under there. So you got to wiggle it up off all that stuff. And there's the little rubber ball and seats I was talking about. And right up here, number 2, number 4, our problem child number 6. So what I'm gonna do is I may have to get a screwdriver, but slide this back. Get your screwdriver or something stiff and come down here, and that thing will pop completely back to where there's your button. You went all the way back against the button. So now push the button down. I would normally not pull on the wires, but see how dark that is? Yeah. So when we cut this off, I don't know how much of this I get on camera. I'm gonna take a razor blade and I'm gonna slit from way back here, not cutting into the wires, and come up here and pull that cover back. Then I'm gonna cut it right even with this plug, because you wanna leave as much on the truck harness as you possibly can. So we'll slit this, cut that, and then I'll start putting the new plug on. So I've already peeled the insulation or the wrap off right here, whatever you wanna call it. And the next thing I'm gonna do is cut that plug off. So that pipe makes it kind of tight to get in there, and make sure the ignition is off because you don't want to short this, but I'm still going to try to cut it one wire at a time. But if you do, I have cut them both at the same time with no issues, but go ahead and cut those. Now the old plug is off, and then take the new plug and go ahead and you can plug it all the way in. Sometimes I do, sometimes you just want it set to where you can see how much wire you're going to need. So see if I can do this without getting y'all's weight. And be careful pushing that in too, because you don't want to bend those wires in that injector. That would be bad. The prongs, but it makes it really hard when it's jumping around. So get it lined up, slide it on. We heard it click, and now I want these. Remember, I'm going to be putting a butt connector in here, so I want to figure out how these are going to lay the best. And I'm thinking if I bend these where they'll stay, something like this is how I want it. So I'm going to cut these right about here, and on these I am going to cut them both at the same time because they're not connected to anything but the injector. Get this out. Now take the plug back out of the injector. And I don't pull on those wires when I pull it off. Went ahead and crimped those on, got them shrink wrapped, and I did mess up one of the connectors. Luckily we had another one here. I should have left more wire on that plug, but I've got to where I like it being a little bit shorter and a little bit nicer and neater, but I've kind of gotten a little bit overly confident in my crimping abilities, I guess. And it's not a bad idea to either tape them up or put some big shrink wrap over top of them, but you can see that the shrink wrap just doesn't pull all the way down. And I had them hot. I don't know, they just don't. Under that cover, that'll kind of keep the stuff out of them. I may try to melt that again after seeing how it looks on the camera, but anyway, it's crimped on good, it's plugged in, and it's cold, so we're gonna go ahead and finish up. All we're doing now is putting the cover back on, and then push the fuel lines back on, put this intercooler pipe back on, and we should be good to go. The plastic cover back on, like I say, you just take your time, wiggle it around, go back down in like so, right up underneath fuel lines, pull these way back, so give yourself some room, and put it in. Just keep caressing it down. It'll eventually go down, and you feel it pop on the balls, pop back in the little rubber sockets there. And then take your fuel lines, you'll hear them click, make sure and pull against them, make sure they're not going to pop back off. And that's all there is to that. There was the 2 bolts down here, remember, that we took out. I've already put those back, tightened those back up. The next thing is the hot side pipe, or the intercooler pipe here, and get it back up on there, and I'll tighten this up. I don't worry about so much over tightening these. I like for the spring to be compressed down pretty good, but after you drive it, look and make sure that it doesn't blow this back. Whenever I did my engine change not long ago, I tightened it up with this, and I went on my test drive. When I came back, it had slid away from the turbo where the pressure was trying to push it off. It's only air in it, but I do make sure it's pretty doggone snug, and then I'll have him check it after we drive. We're only going about 20 miles down the road, and then we'll check it and make sure it hasn't tried to blow back. But I think it's good. And that's pretty well it. Now we'll fire it up. Almost forgot. I found these laying in my little magnetic tray. Those you just hook them into here, pull them up tight, push them down on. That's all they do. Alright, so let's I'm not going to clear any codes or anything. Turn this on, let the fuel system prime for a minute. Just go ahead and turn your key forward for a second, and it'll give the fuel pump enough time to reprime the system. And then I'm not looking for the lights to immediately go away, but hood open, but all the service emission stuff should be gone, and it is. The mist is gone. Check engine light's still on, but I'll clear that in a minute. And the truck is running smooth. We'll go ahead and fast idle. If you don't know how to fast idle your truck, if it has fast idle, you come down here to the parking brake, push it one click, and then the cruise button, tap it, and now it brings it up to about 1200 RPMs, and it's smooth as silk. I didn't show clearing the codes, but we did. We had both gotten really cold and we were ready to go, but he had been sitting in that parking lot for over, I'm thinking around 24 hours or better, because he didn't have the plug. And I'm not trying to be salesman-y or anything like that, but if you're gonna have L5P Duramax, you gotta have one of them plugs in your glove box. It's just a matter of when one's gonna fail. And then if you do get into a shop and they don't have the plug handy and they have to order it, you could be sitting there for days. I have had my truck for over 500,000 miles, and I've replaced, I don't even know how many of them. I know I've done number 7, number 5, number 4, number 8, and number 7 again. It's never the injector, it's always a connector. And I was just really happy to get him going, see him going down the road. That was on Friday, but because it was so late in the day on Friday, he didn't get to deliver his camper until Monday. It's now Sunday night. I talked to him earlier. He's idled it quite a bit, but he hasn't driven it that much. He drove it 20 miles up to the Highway 80 truck stop and hung out there for the rest of the weekend. But he said truck's still running smooth, and as many of these things as I've replaced, I feel very confident that it's going to do him a good job for quite a while, but eventually there will be another one go down. That's just my experience talking with my truck over 500,000 miles and running it up and down the roads and across the country. But guys, I sure do appreciate you for watching. I hope this video helped. Please like, share, and subscribe. It helps me out more than you know, and I will see you in the next video.